Hi everybody, it's Oops Pop, aka Katie, and I'm doing a baking video today. Yay! So, I have a craving for apple cinnamon muffins, and I haven't made them for you. In fact, I don't even have my own recipe, so I had to get one off the web that I thought looked good and easy. And I'm tweaking it a bit though. I'm adding salt and vanilla because it didn't ask for it, but I find in muffins to get some flavor, little salt and a little vanilla goes a long way. But anyways, I'm going to mix them all together and bake them and then taste them for you right here on video. And so hopefully it works out. We shall see. Okay, so these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. I have in this bowl a cup and a half of flour. In this bowl I have 3/4 a cup of sugar, and what I did was I added half a cup of white sugar and then 1/4 cup of brown sugar. In this little bowl right here, I have the remaining dry ingredients, which is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So what I have on this side is the wet ingredients, and that is, I will need 1/2 cup of milk, and I will need 1/3 a cup of butter melted, which I have here. I will also need 1 egg, which will be slightly beaten, and while the recipe doesn't call for vanilla, I will be adding vanilla into this recipe. And then the last item that we need is going to be 1 cup of finely chopped apple. Now what you need to do is, the recipe asks that you take the dry ingredients here and that you mix them in a medium-sized bowl, which is what I have right there. And then you add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients afterwards, and you stir them just until everything is just moist. So you don't want to stir your muffins too much. So here we go. Here goes the flour, the sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, and a little touch of salt. You want to make sure that you blend this really well. Now, instead of adding my wet ingredients here one at a time, I'm going to take these ingredients and add them to the melted butter, stir that up a bit, and then pour it into my bowl of dry ingredients. Normally for wet ingredients like milk, you would use a liquid measure, but I'm using a dry measure. And there we go. And that's just because I'm too lazy to get out the liquid measure. So I'm just going to take a fork and give this solution, this mixture here, a quick stir. That's good enough. Alright, so these are our final ingredients, and that is the liquid ingredients, which I'm going to pour in, and the diced apples. So now I'm going to mix these ingredients, the diced apples and the liquid ingredients, with the dry ingredients just until everything is moist. There, it looks like everything is now moist. I don't have any muffin liners, so what I will do is, I have a non-stick muffin pan, and I will just use some Pam on it and then just drop the batter into the pan. So this is my greased muffin pan, and I'm just going to dump the mixture in. So now they're all ready to go in. Okay, so the next thing is that you want to preheat your oven to 375, and the muffins are going to take 18 to 23 minutes to cook. When you take them out, you want them to set in the pan for another 5 minutes, and that's probably to help the apples to continue cooking, because the trouble is if you haven't cut your apples small enough, then they don't cook in the oven well enough. I don't know if I cut mine small enough, but we will find out. Well, here they are, folks, fresh out of the oven. They didn't raise as much as I would have liked, but that's fine. And they're starting to get really brown around the edges. I wish the tops were a little browner, but that's fine too. This is a new oven that I'm using, so it's hard to get used to. All right, everyone, so here she is. This is our apple cinnamon muffin. Wow, yeah. And it didn't raise as nearly as much as I wanted it to or expected to. So next time I will put more dough, so I'll have fewer muffins and bigger muffins, you know what I mean. Anyways, so I'm going to crack it open for you. Oh, that's what it looks like on the inside. It smells very cinnamony. As you can see, it's all cooked, so that's a good sign. And now I'm just going to take a bite. It's sweet, it has a nice cinnamon flavor to it, and the apples are totally cooked. And I think it's delicious. I don't know if you're up for it, but maybe you'll try to make your own apple cinnamon muffins, and you can do it my way or the healthy way. And but that's it, folks. That's it for today. I'll chat with you later. Bye.
Hello, darling. Just been learning, darling. Mighty glad to have you back.